And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
There's a lot of companies for which I haven't yet pegged down what they do. Some companies, you know, hey, that's a war game company, that's a party game company, that's this. Watsapoag, or maybe their company is the company whose name I cannot pronounce. But they have all different interesting games that they've come out with. This is their 5th game, I believe, and it's called Last Call. And the reason I'm opening the box is because you feel like when you open this box here that you have bought a kid's toy set. Well, kids' toy sets included little bottles of vodka in them. But it comes with all these little bottles. It's really cool, the components for this game. Cool components do not make a cool game, but hey, at least they make us look at it, so let's do so. So here's an overview of how the game looks when you set it up. You put out 6 bartenders here, and each bartender you give one of the colors to. It doesn't matter which one you give what color to. Each player then takes one of these coasters to show, you know, which tavern is yours. You put it in front of you. And then players are going to draw a card from different decks of drink cards. There's 4 different decks. Essentially, you'll get one of each card, and it shows a drink that needs 5 different colors, 4 different colors, 3 different colors, and 2 different colors. Then, one person is chosen as the dealer, and the dealer is going to take this small deck of cards and turn them over one at a time. So I'll say Frank, and I'll say, here, this card goes to Kathy, and this card goes to Otto, and this card goes to Jasmine. And any time someone can shout order out. So let's say someone here shouts order, and they say, I want to switch a drink between Jasmine and Kathy. They can do that. They can't do Steve or Hilda because there's no cards in front of them. So these cards would be discarded. And they say, okay, I'm going to move a bottle from Jasmine to Kathy. Or they could take a bottle from Kathy and move it to Jasmine. The person who called that out, let's say it was me, and you can see the Naughty Tiki Bar over here at the top. You can notice that there is a thing here. If I was at the top, I'd move to the bottom. And wherever I am, I move to the bottom. That's because in case there's a tie, 2 people shout order at the same time, whoever's closer to the top has priority. After you move these drinks, anybody is allowed to make a drink card from their hand. So I look at this and I go, ooh, a yellow and a blue. I could make this drink right now, but because there are 3 more bottles than I need there, I would have to take 3 ice cubes. Now I don't want ice cubes because whoever has the fewest ice cubes at the end of the game is going to win. The fewest ice cubes means you win. So I'm probably going to wait for a while. And then the person who called the order, they start over again. And they start dealing cards out like this until someone shouts order. Now you notice Frank has 3 cards in front of him. At that point, Frank's a wild. Anybody can shout order and move a bottle from Frank to anybody or a bottle from anybody to Frank, even if they don't have a card in front of them. So at this point, I might shout order and say, okay, I'm going to switch Frank and Hilda. I don't have to do Hilda. I could have done anybody. And I can move this over here. And we keep going until someone has played out all 4 of their cards. And however many ice cubes, they say last call. They're the first person to go out. And the first person to go out wins in tiebreakers. At that point, all the other players can simply start moving bottles for free and playing their things. But every time they move a bottle, they have to take an ice cube. At the end of the game, whoever has the fewest ice cube wins. Ties are broken in order form over there. It's a very simple game, and as you can see, the components are really nice. The ice cubes are nice, clear cubes. Everything has a very thematic feel to it, and I can see this game certainly meeting an audience just because of how it looks. If there's one thing I can say honestly about this game, it's that it's unique. There's no other game I've played that's like it, and the idea of switching things around is fun. There's a bit of a real-time element to it as you turn cards over and people shout order, but it's not the end of the world because eventually you'll be at the top of the list and you can claim order. And you can move the bottles around and you're trying to making that 2-bottle drink or the 5-bottle drinks is hard. The 3 or 4 one's not so bad because the bottles move around so fast. And you can play a longer game if you want, but I don't think this game's meant to be long. I think this game's meant to be a 30-minute game. One that people can come in, play easily. There's not a lot of strategy behind it, but there's tactical play as you try to maneuver the bottles around and get it. It has a very high toy factor, and I think that's going to be appealing to some people. And some people will probably be drawn in by the theme. So, go figure. There you go. Check it out.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.